the bottles getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Hi, welcome to Hub Sports Radio. He's Jimmy the Bag. I'm Peter Loshak. Let's fuck the intros for 4 minutes, Jimmy the Bag, because it's Pat Corbin Day. Pat Corbin, of course, threw 7 shutout innings in his last start. So, you got to adjust on the fly in life. Very important. We'll do the intros and all the love and all the bullshit in 3.5 minutes. Right now, we got to talk about this. Pat Corbin, what do we do, Jim? I think Cincinnati, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know what Brett Kennedy is going to offer here.
Nah, he sucks.
Yeah, he's a middling 11th round pick in the 2015 draft. He's not looked good, whether it being at Louisville or Long Island. Actually, Louisville this year, I guess he looked pretty good. Louisville this year, but if you go back, I mean, in 2022 he was a 27-year-old in Double-A. In 2021, he was a 26-year-old in rookie ball and in Double-A.
Okay.
I don't want to trust Brett Kennedy. And I don't want to trust Patrick Corbin, and I don't want to start my Independence Day, betting on these bums.
Is Kennedy's that bad, huh?
I mean, he's a very middling prospect, and the Reds, cupboard is now empty, and we've come to Brett Kennedy here.
He was okay in AAA, though.
Sorry?
He was okay in AAA, though.
He was okay in AAA.
I mean, not great.
This year. 3.71 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 37 strikeouts, and 43 2/3. I mean, the Nationals are hitting 256 versus righties since June 1st with no power, 689 OPS. But it just does not. It does not appeal to me. It's Ron Crawford's birthday as well.
All right, listen. All right, put me down for Cincinnati. Cincinnati -1 plus 116 official play.
All right, Loshak is locked in. We can live bet this game as the game goes on as well.
Great.
Reds -1 at plus 116. We have 2 minutes before it pops off, so we probably should talk about the other factors here. First off, National Park plus 11% home runs, plus 7% runs today. We get into the line history here for this spot. On the first 5, this has been sitting at 5.5 for a long time. Full game here. This opened up at some books at 9.5, Pinnacle 9.5. Pinnacle moved it to 10 after it was available for. This only came out at 8:04 a.m. as well. They weren't sure Brett Kennedy was going to be the starter. This got up to 10.5 at 10:51 and dropped down to 10. So clear movement towards the over. I would get it if anybody's on the over. And then money line wise, this opened up with Corbin at plus 111. He's now minus 101. So 12 cents of movement towards the Washington Nationals. Puts no.
Rocco Rogers says he kind of wants to back Corbin.
Look, I get it. I need to win this week. We got a winning day yesterday. I need to keep it going. But 71% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on the Reds, and the line moving towards the Nationals is a red flag. So at that point, it's Nationals or no bet. 87% of the tickets, 90% of cash on the over. I understand the over. I just Justin McElby got on the over at 9.5. Jay Peasy looking at took the under at 10. Jack Rosenblatt says clear Nats spot.
Wow, really? Yeah. Clear Nats spot.
And Corbin's been good at home. 4.3 ERA. Now he's allowed a lot of hits. 319 opponents batting average. Only 4 jacks. He's been okay at home. Troy Torrance backing Corbin in the first half. This is not how I want to start my day, Pete.
Well, it's 11:05 Eastern time, so that's it. Now we can bullshit and joke around and waste a little bit of minutes here, Jimmy the Bag, if you want. Happy birthday to Ron Crawford. He says he needs a birthday pick. You'll get one. I'll give you 2. My first birthday pick is Cubs -1. Cubs -1. A little alteration of the spreadsheet play of the day, which is Cubs on the money line. And I'll give you a second one, Ron Crawford, by the end of this show.
Cubs -1 is the birthday pick. Do you want to lock in that line?
No, hell no.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Tome Miggins getting us started with the fast cash play today. Phillies team total over 3.5 -110. Let's get that locked in here on the Phillies start. It is Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, which means we have a glorious afternoon action all day, which is going to be a lot of fun. Let me lock in this Phillies spot here. Team total over for Tone Miggins. Gary Tenebra in the house. Tone Miggins also on Castellanos home run. Stevenson home run. Both 0.45 units. Pop that here so we can discuss. Move that right here. Locked in. Justin McElvey, 3-0 is the stacks play of the day in July. He's on White Sox first 5 +104. I want to move on that game as well. We saw Bassett, a completely different pitcher, when two things happened. One, he didn't call his own pitches. And two, Alejandro Kirk, his battery came back. So I don't care that he has bad road numbers. I want to get involved in that game. I already missed the total moving from 5 to 4.5 and 9 to 8.5. So I haven't bet it yet. But I expect Bassett to pitch well. And I expect Giolito to pitch well at home, and I'm upset that I was just late to the party. We were live last night, and I wasn't able to lock it in. But it does upset me. When is that White Sox game? Anyways, White Sox Jays. Is that a night game? Yes, I have too many pages of notes here. Let me get to it. And there it is, 8:10 p.m. Eastern at guaranteed rate field there. McLean over 1.5 bases for Justin McElvey, and the Reds over 9.5 there. Ron Walsick said Miami versus Wainwright, team total overs, low-hanging fruit, happy 4th, low baggers. I couldn't do that. 98% of the cash on Miami, everybody in the world of Miami, and I was like, I get it. Maybe it is, I don't want to use the gift because that's TJ's play today, but it just seemed too good to be true for me, and I didn't move on it. JW has the Mets money line. Jack Rosenblatt says Nats 4th of July in DC. Give me the Nats, money line. And Mets money line for Julian Cesario and the Yankees. Londo says Ohtani, Bassett, and Sheehan going to pitch well today. He likes the Angels, Jays, and the Dodgers to win easily today. So we got Rube Boy in the house. Professor Chris Saturated, Jay Stone, Troy Torrance. Saturated is taking Corbin first 5. Jack Rosenblatt is on Corbin first 3 and first 5. There's Mike M in the house. What a huge night Mike M had last night. As always, this guy is unbelievable, uncanny the way he eats. Just continues to eat.
And I want to give a shout out wherever he may be to fucking Sharpie, dude. Pittsburgh loses the full game, loses first 5, but the over strikeouts cashes. I tailed it. I listened to his breakdown. That guy is no joke. I know he looks like a joke, which is the best way to be no joke, is to look like a joke. Wow. Sharpie's an impressive motherfucker, Jimmy the Bag. An impressive motherfucker.
He certainly is, and a happy 55th birthday to our Ron Crawford. 55 and awesome. He's got a band, lead singer in a band. Did you know that, man? He rocks. He fucking rocks, Ron Crawford.
Are you serious? What does he say? Almond Brothers? Like, I'm tied to your whipping. What does he sing? What does he do?
That's exactly what he sings.
He sings that
on loop.
Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying. And take the Cubs at plus money tonight.
And he is on. That is the spreadsheet play of the day. So let's lock in this Cubs action here. At 4:10 p.m., Cubs Brewers. I couldn't there were some things that were off. I see Kyle Hendricks and Wade Miley, and I imagine that the under would be in play. It opens up at 9, goes right to 9.5, so got to stay away from that. Fixes in is on Corbin under 6.5 hits, but happy birthday to Ron Crawford. Professor Chris, I love capping with him. His numbers have the Reds money line at -144. -144. Rocco Rogers had a great night last night. Giants and Padres both first 5. Nice job. Nice job. Tone Miggins, the Phillies team total over 3.5. We discussed that. Saturated's wondering if you are in Havana, Cuba. Are you in Havana?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm chilling. I'm not in Havana, Cuba. I'm not going to tell you what my location is, but no, not Havana, Cuba. Although I would love to hang out there. I'd love to fucking move there.
Let's go to the live in-game here. Already 1-0 Reds.
Yeah, I realized. I mean, it was. I was doing all this shit, and I got all this shit going on where I'm hanging out, and yeah, I mean, the first 5 over and the Cincinnati first 5 team total over were obviously way better plays than Cincinnati -1. But I just wanted to give out a pick. We only had a few minutes, Jim. I should have been on the first 5 over and the Cincinnati first 5 team total over for sure.
No, I respect that. Jack Rosenblatt says just getting it out of his system. All right, it is great to see. Oh, Professor Chris is in a Poison cover band.
Yeah, but he's kidding around.
No, man,
I think he's kidding around.
You don't respect Poison, man?
I do. I'm just telling you. I know Jack Rosenblatt. Trust me, he's kidding around.
That's not Jack. That's Professor Chris. Professor Chris.
I know Professor Chris too. Trust me. He's kidding.
Oh man. BJ's best bet Marlins money line -170. I mean, there's nothing else that jumps off the board like fading Wainwright right now. 98% of the cash is on the Marlins. You know, what can I say? It opened up at at least the market's moving towards them. Opened up -145. You know, was at some books. At Pinnacle opened up -145. I couldn't even do it at -175. I just did not want to start this day with. But I get it. Julian Cesario, he's a actor and musician. He sings for a 90s cover band called the Napstars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. If you need a male baritone backup singer, let me know.
Oh, who doesn't need one? Christ, that's everywhere, man. Troy Torrance says, the market reminds me of Cubs vs. Cards game 1. Remember what happened 10-1 versus Cubs? Does it? Let's just look at that. We're going to start going through each and every one. It's already 2-0 Cincinnati. This line is now at -178. Yeah, I get it. I mean, this moved 11 cents in the first 16 minutes it was out. I get it. That Cubs was not 98% of the cash on in that Justin Steele start. We didn't have 90, but it did start at 90-95 and it ended at about 85-90.
Also, so, Julian, if you need anyone to take lead on Nookie, I could do that. I could sing Nookie lead.
Oh, can you give us a little taste?
No, not right now. Not right now. Maybe at the end of the show.
You gotta give us fucking taste, man. Yeah. Okay, so here right now with that Marlins spot, you have still 78% of the tickets, 98% of cash. All right. Let's get to work. Ron Crawford's band is 80s to 2000 rock covers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
So Nookie works there still, right?
So no Allman Brothers, but I'm No Angel would count. He could do that one.
Oh God, you're gonna give us a goddamn taste?
Yeah, everyone under like 38 years old is like, what? I'm gonna click off.
Are you gonna give us a goddamn taste?
80s rock reference. All right,
let's get to work. I almost moved on this. I came very close, finger on the button, but I wanted to talk it out. I expect this to be I have made one bet today, but it's later. Baltimore Orioles 49-34, 23-16 on the road at the New York Yankees 47-38, 26-19 at home. We're at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, baby. The Bronx. Not far from where Pistol Pete Loshak will be singing the Allman Brothers this evening. Let's take a look at the weather here in the Bronx. We'll start with Swish. I probably should refresh it, but we'll just get rolling here. 79 Fahrenheit, 7 miles per hour to left center. Dice down to 6.6 miles per hour. Plus 35% home runs in Yankee Stadium. Plus 12% runs. We saw this yesterday, but it took a while for it to come to fruition. That 3-run jack to close out the game. Ron Walsack says, as Sharpie pointed out, the Cardinals have smashed a few good lefties. They could beat Miami 9-8. You know, we'll get into that, but the Cardinals are certainly not hitting lefties right now. And look, there's Sean Higgs, 17.
Oh, shout out Sean Higgs.
In 1776 is the
Sean Higgs. Does he really live near San Antonio now?
Yeah, man, he moved to Texas.
Hell yeah. I'm going to be in San Antonio maybe one of these. There's going to be a friggin' eclipse. I might go. Let's hang out, Sean. Let's watch a fucking eclipse together. How about that?
You're going to go down for an eclipse?
There's a fucking eclipse. How can you miss it? the moon's going fucking in front of the sun or some shit like that.
Oh,
and the
God.
best way to see it is in San Antonio. I was like, I'll fucking go.
Wow. I hope that I see 0 more eclipses in my life. I hope I'm a witness to 0 more of them. But, to each their own. And as long as you get to hang out with Higgs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll look at, the fucking moon is like sliding in front of the sun or something like that.
Oh, Jesus. It just sounds more and more fucking boring as you explain
In the meantime, I should probably hedge out and take like Washington Nationals live at plus 160 right now. Because they're going to.
Sean Higgs says we can take a moonlit walk on the Riverwalk.
Hell yeah. And cap together under the moonlight.
Oh, God. Wow. All right. But it is, do you like the reference to the year 1776?
I love it. It's class. It's classic. Sean Higgs always does the right thing.
Look at there. We got Andrew and Rosette Lilio Jameson rolling with us. OG Lowbaggers from back in the day.
Yeah.
I love it. Happy Independence Day. All right, let's go to work here. I like Clark Schmidt. I've said it over and over again. I believe Clark Schmidt is better than his numbers indicate.
I just want to say right now, I'm not going to hedge out, but Washington's going to put up 5 in the bottom of the first here. You know what I mean? Right now they're plus 160 live. They're going to be like minus 500 when the second inning starts.
Plus 175 live.
Yeah, I should probably hedge out there.
All right. Well,
do you have plus 170? Do you have plus 175?
Plus 175 live right now.
All right. Can I do that? Can I make that an official play as well?
Yeah. Well, we don't usually put live.
All right. Fuck it.
We've never done that before, but we can do it now.
No. Fuck it. Let's get on to the Yankees game.
All right. And Steve G looking at Joey Chestnut over under 73.5 hot dogs here. But let's go. And Mally Mal got in on the over 12.5 live.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Okay, let's get back to work here on this spot. Orioles, Yankees. And you guys know I'm trying to find a reason to take the Yankees first 5. Let's talk about the line movement here for these New York Yankees. We open up at minus 114. They're now minus 115. There had been a move towards the Yankees. They got up to minus 123 last night, but there's been buyback, just 1 cent of movement towards the Yankees. Let's go over to the total here for this one. See what we are dealing with. We have a 9 across the board. This 9 actually dropped to 8.5 after this was out for a couple hours. Dropped to 8.5. It lasted there, for 6 hours before it got back to 9. So at this point, though, we still have 9 cents of movement to the over, even though this touched the under for a little while. North Ender said, I faded Schmidt first 5 last game against Oakland, but I want to back him here. And Mushroom MMA. Sounds like a guy that'd be fun to hang out with. Hey?
Mm-hmm.
Mushroom MMA in the house. Says Pub Sports Radio is awesome. MMA cappers, they do. All right, here we go. Kyle Gibson going up against Clark Schmidt. Take a look at the cash flow for this spot. On the total, 27% of the tickets, 41% of the cash on the under. See the market moving towards the over. And then 49% of tickets, 76% of cash on the Yankees. Why is the line not moving further towards them? That's what I want to know. Kyle Gibson, 8-5, 4.66 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. Got off to a decent start. Hasn't looked good lately. Last start at home versus the Reds, 4 2/3, 6 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. On the road, he's been better than he has been at home. 4.22 ERA, 263 opponent's batting average. Clark Schmidt coming off a 10-4 win at Oakland. He went 5 1/3, allowed 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, and 3 walks. He has been better at home than he's been on the road. 3.83 ERA, 268 opponent's batting average. Orioles versus righties since June 1st, just 251, 722 OPS. Yankees just 206, 641. And the Orioles bullpen continues to disappoint. A big surprise from us. BJ says, don't trust Gibson. And Jimmy knows what I think about Clark. He thinks Clark is trash. And he's been watching me make money off of Clark and still believes he's trash. I don't think Clark Schmidt is trash, but I want to hear what Pistol Pete thinks about this about Orioles, Yankees.
I thought it was my leans were Yankees and under. Didn't pull the trigger on it. My stats, and again, fucking like Sharpie knows these pitchers way better than I do. And the way I look at things, the stats have it as roughly a wash between Gibson and Schmidt, and slightly into the Yanks, slightly into the under. I think they'll both be okay here, according to my numbers. But I don't know if I want to actually bet it. Definitely leaning under though, for sure.
DJ 100 grand on the first 5 over 5.5 here. And Londo's on the Orioles. Troy Torrance says Yankees are 22-10 in day games. Londo says the market isn't moving towards the Yankees. This is going to be an Orioles win today.
Yeah,
And
I mean, in general, you got the Yankees significantly overvalued all year long. Orioles significantly, undervalued all year long. But my numbers indicated small value on the Yankees at the current line. I don't trust my numbers, but yeah, my numbers said lean Yankees, stronger lean under.
Do you think Clark Schmidt is an advantage over Kyle Gibson at home?
Roughly. Rough. I don't put too fine a point on those kinds of things. Roughly even. Although, if you want me to look into the numbers, there's probably a slight edge one way or the other. Roughly even. Have it as a wash.
North Ender was on the Oakland first 5 team total over. Yes, that was on the road because he had just thrown a scoreless start here. I'm going to move on the Yankees first 5 here. I plan to. I'm going to sit a little bit longer, but I'm plan to. There's
why not the full game, Jim?
I just don't trust the Yankees bats. I know that the Orioles bullpen has been weak, but I feel like there's an advantage with the sticks with the Orioles, and I want to cut it down to where I feel like I have an advantage. And I think Kyle Gibson is vulnerable right now. So
big edge to the Orioles bats on my or significant edge to the Orioles bats my numbers. Yeah, you're breaking the hell out of this game, Jim.
Well, I'm going to move on.
The hell out of this game.
I'm going to move on it. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. Nasty Nate looking at Orioles first 3. So I know a lot of people don't believe in Clark Schmidt, but I do, and I'm going to here. Tom Megan says Reds 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Saturate asking what Yankees record without judges. I don't have that here, but let's move on to the next spot on the board, Pete. The biggest public spot on the board. We know that these hit. We all cashed on the Cubs on Friday. But here, and it's come down. Wow, look at that. Wow. So now I guess you guys can feel a little bit better. Now 73% of the tickets, 86% of the cash. Wow. So that means it's not even the most public spot on the board. The Astros take that at 88%. Just ahead of the Mariners at 87%. And the Braves, actually, the Braves have it at 89%. Okay, wow. I'm a little surprised that there are people betting the Cardinals. Very, very, very interesting. Julian Cesario with me on the Yankees. I love it. BJ says public wins today. Adam Wainwright is a fade. He certainly has been atrocious of late, coming off that 14-0 loss at home versus the Astros. And he's been atrocious all year. Troy Torrance says he's going to be backing the Marlins in multiple ways. It doesn't matter if it's home or road for Wainwright. He's been terrible. 323 opponents batting average on the road, 7.45 ERA, 1.94 whip on the year. We're at Lone Depot Park. It's hot down there, so the roof will be closed. So let's go right into the line history here for this one. First off, in the total, we have the total opening up at 8.5 at -111. This first move, Pete, was towards the under. It's moved down to 8. Yep. It's back at 8.5, and then it got up to 9 at 8:06 a.m. So at this point, we have no movement on the total. On the money line here, full game money line, we've already discussed the big move towards the Marlins. Let's get this up here right now. We have sitting at -178, so 33-cent move towards the Miami Marlins. And as I said, a little bit of buyback on the Cardinals, little bit. We have 73% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on the Marlins. And from a total perspective, just 26% of the cash, 26% of the tickets and 50% of cash on the under. Luzardo coming off a very, very good start at the Red Sox, 6 1/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 9 Ks, 1 walk. It was a thing of beauty. He's been very good at home this year, 2.65 ERA, 198 opponents batting average. As I said, the Cards are not hitting lefties since June 1st. Vividness-wise, we remember when the Cards smashed lefties, but they haven't been of late. Marlins versus righties, 255, 702 OPS. Cards bullpen's been very bad, 5.22 ERA since June 1st, while the Marlins sitting at 3.96. Londo says, I think the total goes way over. Marlins going to smash Wainwright today. Marlins first 5 run line for Big O. Jack Rosenblatt says Marlins team total feels like the way to go, but very public. And Professor Chris says no side for me here. Model has the Marlins at -167. And there's our guy Von Polo in the house. Mally Mal on the over. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete, Lone Depot Park, Cardinals, Marlins.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have been riding this Wainwright train. You know, I love him. You give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, because if anyone can figure out, how to get decent results with nothing, it's him. And the Cardinals have a lineup that can, look at the lineup. It's all righties for the Cards, and only a few lefties for Miami. So I don't know. It's there's no way in hell I'll take the Cardinals here, despite that. Again, don't know if I want to pull the trigger or make official, a big favorite line for Miami here, but then I haven't done it yet. But it's an obvious play, and it's a situation where I don't think the big public money is necessarily an indication that you're on the wrong side.
No, I agree. We've seen the public sides hit. What do you think about Mike M is on the Nerfy in this one?
If he's on it, then I believe it. But it's circular reasoning there. I like it because he's on it.
All right. So Bet Online hanging the -120 on the Yankees first 5. I'm going to press the button here. I'm going to stay off this Cardinals Marlins spot. I understand why everybody is fading Wainwright. Sharpie says numbers say they're not hitting. They're not hitting. This lineup is hitting 267 with a 745 OPS in the last 30 days versus left-handed pitchers. Batting average against righties goes up 60 points. On base goes up 100. Slugging goes up 100. So Sharpie says careful on Luzardo.
Hey, can I give you a pick in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, Jim? Make it official.
Of course.
Joey Chestnut under 72.5 dogs. I'm seeing 130 -135 at Heritage. You can probably get better somewhere else, but you can make that official for me. I think it's a stone under. I'm sure that Noli knows would agree with that. Joey Chestnut under 72.5 dogs -135 official.
Under 7.5 dogs. I like it. I wonder why I've got. I mean, unless they just went over, because I've got the Cardinals hitting 233, 657 versus lefties. But again, Sharpie's using the lineup, not just the Cardinals. Interesting that
Mondo says you can actually bet that, and yes, I did, and I'm getting the ass end of the market as well, because it was 73.5 an hour ago.
Under 72.5 dogs.
-135. Yeah, there you go. Gerardo Fernandez will open at 74.5.
So I guess the reason why this lineup is hitting lefties so much stronger than the team is hitting lefties is because the players who are not in this lineup are 0 against lefties. Is the only thing I can figure out, because that 233, 657 since June 1st.
And Big O says FanDuel has -112, so I'll take that one, Jimmy the Bag. Thank you very much.
Much better.
Thank you, Big O.
All right, Mike M leaning towards St. Louis here at +160. North Ender says Cards coming to life lately. They played good yesterday too. Not putting my money on Waney, but he says he could see St. Louis scoring today. Okay, well, let's move on to the next spot on the board, and it is Texas Rangers 50-35, 23-17 on the road at the Boston Red Sox 43-42, 21-21. Wow! Oh, Bet365 is the under 74.5, but -200. Wow, that's wild. All right, let's go Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, and let's bring on our ringer for all Boston Red Sox action, the star of Say Hey Plays of the day. Please welcome Jose Bouquet to the show. Jose, how are you?
Pretty good. Coming off of a sweep yesterday. That was fun. Good times winning, but still work to be done, so I'm not going to get too excited. And I'm pretty shocked at some of the numbers in this series, so it's going to be fun to talk about.
Respect, Sharpie. No, it's wild. It gives you. I guess one of the tough things about baseball is you can sort of find your way for trying to find what you're looking for. But I'm surprised there's that big of a discrepancy. But no, I trust what you're seeing. I respect it and trust it as always, man. All right, Jose, let's get to work. Dane Dunning and Chris Murphy making his first career start.
It's going to be Bernardino opening and then Chris Murphy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, well, let's talk about Chris Murphy first. Why don't you talk about Bernardino, because I don't have any of his stats in front of me, your feelings on him, and how long will he be in there?
It was just a fine lefty for an inning.
And then you have a second lefty in Chris Murphy, a 6th-round pick in the 2019 draft out of the University of San Diego. In Worcester, he was awful in AAA. 7.01 ERA. Over 43 and 2/3, he walked 26 batters, allowed 34 earned runs, 6 jacks with a 1.88 whip. In Worcester, last year he was bad. He's been good out of the bullpen so far. What are your thoughts on Chris Murphy, the lefty making his, who I thought was making his first career start, but still making his 5th appearance in Major League Baseball?
No,
Sorry, I don't want to cut this off. Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd like to make that Joey Chestnut pick the Ron Crawford birthday pick. Ron Crawford, happy birthday pick for you. Joey Chestnut, under 72.5 dogs at whatever line you can get.
You know, I love that, Pete.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think it starts in half an hour, though. So,
oh, hey, get it in. I'm pulling up my site right now to get that in as well.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Jose Bouquet.
If we're making things official, I'll make that official too with you, Pete. But Bernardino is fine. You know, I expect him to go an inning. He's just kind of like the Caleb Bort replacement, essentially. We've seen Caleb Bort start a couple games and then get taken out and all that. So I'm hoping he goes just 1 inning, and then we'll see Chris Murphy, who I've enjoyed very much so. He's a pretty good lefty out of the pen now. He's been our like relief follower ace because Red Sox starters are going down like flies. And again, the Red Sox are open for business. Justin Turner, anyone? Justin Turner still offering. But I think the Red Sox win this game. Dane Dunning has been pitching, really well, and I don't believe that he's that kind of guy. I'll be honest. He's been like kind of 2 earned runs last few starts, and it's just been generally fine. But this Rangers bullpen just been beat up these last couple of days, and they get 0 off days. They come straight from getting their ass kicked by the Astros. Big Daddy, the same thing that I said about the Braves series with the Marlins. Astros take 3 out of 4. And they're going to start climbing up and take that division back. And like I've been telling people for a while now, I don't think this Rangers team will make the playoffs. So I honestly thought I was going to wake up and take Red Sox to win this series at like a plus 150 price. I don't know what the series prices are. I never look at them. Red Sox to win this series are minus 120. That was really surprising. I thought they would be underdogs in this series just because of how good the Rangers are, but I guess home field advantage matters that much. So give me the Sox here to win this game. Full game money line, because I simply do not trust the Rangers bullpen. And the Red Sox will continue to be the most bipolar fucking baseball team in America. But just a reminder, they're the most average team in baseball. They're going to lose 6 straight, and they're going to win 6 straight. So I'm hoping they continue this mini run that they're on against the Rangers team that I've been talking shit about for weeks now.
And Nasty Nate and you are going to watch this matchup in September. He is excited about that. Professor Chris, we'll get to that question. What up, Dabby Cab and Nutflush Allen at Lake Havasu right now? It sounds pretty nice. 71 Fahrenheit in Boston, 4.5 miles per hour in, jumps up to 5.3. Let's go over to Ballpark Pal and see how they see Fenway today. Minus 13% home runs, plus 8% doubles and triples, and plus 5% runs. Let's go over to the line history here for this spot, and also line shop for Jose. Boston right now, Pinnacle offering a plus 112. Seems to be the best spot. This opened up at minus 102 for Boston at Pinnacle at 9:56 a.m. So in just an hour and 30 minutes or so, we had 14-cent move to the Texas Rangers. So a big move to the Rangers. Let's take a look at the total here in this one. So a big move to the Rangers on the money line. This total has gone up and up. This opened up at 9.5. It moved to 10, and it's now at 10.5. So a huge move to the over and a real legit move to the Texas Rangers. And we cash-wise it up. 86% of the tickets on the over, 71% of the cash. And on the money line, 40% of the tickets on Boston and 64% of the cash. But the market moving very briskly towards the Texas Rangers and Dane Dunning, 2.69 ERA, 1.10 whip. Doesn't get strikeouts, but gets a lot of soft contact. His last start was a thing of beauty. 8 2/3, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 10 Ks, no walks, 10-2 win at home over the Tigers. On the road, he's been very good this year. 2.45 ERA, is not allowed a single home run over 36 2/3 innings. The Rangers are smashing lefties, 307, 891. Red Sox, 254, 733 versus righties. Rangers bullpen's not look good. DC Capper looking at Texas minus 130. There's our guy, Stimmy OG, in the house. And Big O says, I'm going to love this Jose versus Dabby Cab on opposite sides of this Ranger team for the rest of the year. BJ says, might be a soft spot here, Jim, after the Astros versus Rangers series. Maybe a letdown, and that pen is trash and taxed out the ass. Pistol Pete, what do you think here of the Rangers Red Sox?
I was just going to tweet out the birthday pick for Ron Crawford. Rangers, Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, the big question is Dunning going to be excellent again? I definitely was thinking full game. It was Boston or nothing, but was also thinking maybe Texas first 5. What would Jose Bouquet? What would you think about Texas first 5?
I would rather bet them first 5 than full game. Obviously, I expect Dunning to. If he doesn't throw if he throws 7 innings, then the Red Sox are fucked. But I think he throws 5-6 innings. Right. And I'd be more surprised there. I just think that Chris Murphy, someone the Rangers haven't seen yet this year, obviously, that helps his cause out. And against lefties this year, they're obviously going to be super high up. But let's look at the last 2 weeks, and maybe I can find some solace in those numbers real quick. Sorry, only 110 plate appearances, but they fucking crush them. But let's look at the last month. Because that's not a good enough sample size. Yeah, they're the best against lefties. So what can you say there? I just have I have confidence in Chris Murphy being a good enough lefty to maneuver his way around. And Jimmy, like you mentioned, bullpen days are typically successful days now because of how good relievers are in general across the MLB. So it will be Chris Murphy for 3 innings, and then maybe we'll see Nick Penvetta. Who knows? And then whatever the Red Sox decide to throw out there, I still have faith in the Red Sox bullpen, though depleted as well. Still been good this year. And again, Kenley Jansen, everyone, an all-star. I'll trade you guys Kenley Jansen. Again, please.
My numbers also like the under a little bit. What do you think about that, Jose?
I tend to lean under towards all Red Sox games, really. They do hit better at home. But I just lean under for most all Red Sox game. I would agree. And by the way, shout out to Sun Dizzle as well, saying Loshak looking like my drunk uncle at a barbecue.
Yeah. Also, Sun Dizzle says that his girlfriend, very interested in those sunglasses, has asked for them for her birthday.
Oh yeah, the ones I'm wearing now.
The ones you're wearing right now.
Oh, I'll mail them to you if that's a sincere request. Hell yeah.
By the way, I was wearing my LMAX hat the other day, Pete.
Very nice. And Sunday was Loshak looking at my drunk uncle at a barbecue. Of course, I could go like 5 different ways for that, but in 2020, I'm just not going to risk it. I don't know what's acceptable or not. Not to you, Sun Dizzle.
Well, you can get the Red Sox at plus 110. I'm going to move in a different direction. I'm going to move on the Rangers' first 5. This is a pretty strange.
Is that a sucker play, though? Dunning coming off of an awesome start.
I see this market moving so quickly towards the Rangers. I don't trust Chris Murphy at all, and I want the Rangers to go up against lefties. So what should I just take the Red Sox team total? The Rangers team total over.
You're probably getting a 5.5 on that, right?
Yeah, or the first 5 team total over. I mean,
first 5 team total would be better, but if I was you, I'd take first 5.
This isn't a bet on Dane Dunning. This is a fade of Bernardino than Chris Murphy. BJ says the market did that shit yesterday, and what happened? The Rangers lost.
I'll be on the Red Sox in every game this series, so I think they win 2 out of 3.
Okay, I'm not going to move on this yet, but I'll just leave it as a question mark here for Rangers' first 5 here. Jose's on the Red Sox plus 110. Pete, are you moving on this?
I'll hold off. We're having a nice time here. I'm already up so far in my one official play. We'll hold off, Jim.
We have a question from Professor Chris for you, Pete. Professor Chris, he says, where is he? He says, I'm seeing that Chestnut has gotten 76 hot dogs. Why the under, Pete? Just curious.
Yeah. You see Adam Wainwright a couple of years ago? Why is everyone looking to fade him now as a huge dog? The guy just doesn't have it anymore. I mean, he has it a little bit, but not 76 and a half. Come on. 74 and a half, I can see it. 72 and a half, still think there's value on the under.
By the way, I heard an interview with him on a podcast recently. It might rain there.
Yes, it's raining right now.
Okay, so yeah, the rain said it will obviously affect that because you want to eat hot dogs, not cold, wet dogs.
Exactly. The humidity gets all in your esophagus and shit. Like, weather matters and everything, not just sports. You know what I mean? Competitive hot dog eating, the humidity gets into your esophagus. He's like, inhaling water. Everything gets clogged up. I don't think he's going to get to 73.
Well, I respect that breakdown. Also, there's a 12-cent difference in Pinnacle's price. Red Sox first five are minus 102. Full game plus 110.
They know what this line is.
Yeah, that's going to be enough for me to. Okay, I'm going to stay off of the Rangers Red Sox spot. I will stay down. By the way, Ron Crawford just sent you a couple of vids on Twitter of his band In Action.
Oh, hell yeah. Great. Awesome. I'm actually looking forward to that.
That's why we're going down to Biloxi just to hang out.
By the way, Troy Torrance dropping the Red Sox at home in the market 2 moves towards the road team. It's 8-2 straight up road team is. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big move towards them.
Cashman, you want to eat hot dogs? No, you don't want to eat cold dogs. The rain's going to make them cold, Cashman.
All right, yeah, and Steve Note says need a dry esophagus to get to 77. I mean, of course. And as you know, when you're an elite performer, the slight, small differences in the conditions that you're operating in can have a big effect on your, on the top level of your, the ceiling of your results.
Exactly. It hasn't rained in the hot dogs eating contest in I don't know how long. I fucking always see that bitch sunny as hell. So he's not getting to 70.
All right. Deacon Mike respects that Jose knows about eating cold dogs.
Yeah. No,
okay. Jose has moved on the Red Sox plus 110. That's available right now at Pinnacle. Troy Torrance is taking Dunning. All right. Let's move on. Next spot on the board for us, Pistol Pete Loshak, Kansas City Royals, 25-60, 12-29 on the road. The Minnesota Twins, 43-43, 24-19 at home at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's check out the weather there. 86 Fahrenheit. Feels a little hotter. 10.4 miles per hour out to left field. Gets up to 13.7 miles per hour out to left field. Ballpark Pal thinks that Target Field's plus 6% home runs and plus 6% runs. I am going to refresh this, though, just to see if it's still there. Let's go over to the line history here for Royals, Twinkies, Greinke versus Maeda. First off, the Royals opened up 169. They're now 174, plus 174. But this line came out last night, and there was no movement until about 2 hours ago. So we have 5 cents of movement to the Minnesota Twins. Let's take a look at the total for this one. And I was interested in, I was curious to see what sort of numbers they would give us here, because I feel like Maeda looks quite good in these 2 starts after coming back from injury. And I know Greinke's been atrocious on the road, but I think he can cool down these Twinkie bats. This opened up at 9, lasted for 16 minutes before it went to 8.5. It's back at 9. We have 12 cents of movement on the over. This was a juiced under. It's now a slightly juiced to the over. So we have a 5 cent move to the Twins, 12 cent move to the over. Let's see what the cash says about this. It says that 79% of tickets, 80% of cash on the Twins. From a total perspective, 75% of tickets, 77% cash on the over. Interesting. Greinke's been really bad on the road. 7.04 ERA, 0-5 over 38 and a third. 29 Ks, 5 walks, but he's allowed 9 home runs. The opponents are hitting 282 off of him. Kenta Maeda has gone, 10 innings in these 2 starts combined and allowed 2 earned runs since he's come back from injury. But it was that last start at the Braves against that Atlanta lineup that just lights pitchers on fire. And he looked good. 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 Ks, 2 walks. Royals rating just 234.656 versus righties. Twins just 241.709. Twins bullpen's been very good. Royals bullpen's been very bad. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete, Loshak. Reclaim James. I'm only on the Yankees first 5, but I have bet the Astros run line. Take it away, Pete. Royals, Twins.
If it loses, it loses, but I'm not going to overthink this one. It's a fade of, I think my 8 is okay. It could lose. Fade of Greinke here, and I think I'm going to go on it 2 ways. Minnesota first 5 team total over. I definitely like the over for sure. My number's like over a lot at 8.5 and decently at 9 as well. So Minnesota first 5 team total over 2.5, and probably Minnesota first 5 even at the huge line. I'm actually seeing Caesars is holding -170, so that's nice. That's a little bit better than what the other books have. Not going to overthink this one, and if it loses, okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I get it. Greinke's just
it's too obvious, or
no? But I don't really trust the Twins bats, and
no, I don't either. Although
Greinke's looked so bad on the road that I completely understand the plan.
All right, I'm going to take it's -130. First 5 team total over 2.5 -130. That's at Heritage. Pinnacle has 137, and for whatever reason, Caesars Will Hill still hanging 170 for the first half. Pinnacle has like in the 180s, Heritage 180s, lots of places 180s. So I'm going to take also Minnesota first 5 money line -170. Current line at Will Hill.
You got it. Rocco Rogers on the Twins team total over 4.5. Buxton over 1.5 bases and a home run at +280. Dizzy Rothstein took Royals run line yesterday, going right back to the well. All right. So, going to move right past it. Downright hot in Minnesota, says Joe Yurkovich. What up, Jacqueline? Great to see Markel, Justin McElvey, Corey Allen, Reclaim James, Mickey Cohen, Dizzy Rothstein. We got a great group. All right. Pete moved twice on the Twinkies. I will stay off 4:10 p.m. Eastern. The next spot on the board is Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. And our Ron Crawford celebrating his 55th birthday today. Shout out to you, Ron, my friend.
Still rocking at 55.
Oh, man, he's crushing it. Robert Franklin also on that Twins team total over 4.5 says Greinke ass and asser, even asser on the road. Do you use that term, asser?
Sometimes when appropriate, of course.
Chicago Cubs 38-45, 17-23 on the road, and Milwaukee Brewers 46-39, 23-18 at home. American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Gets up to 90 today in Milwaukee. I expect the roof to be closed, although even when it's open, it doesn't change too much. Kyle Hendricks going up against Wade Miley, 2 old-timers who are not expected by the market to pitch well today. Look, I was honestly surprised that there was a 9 on the board. And this quickly, well, it didn't go that quickly, but this moved to 9.5 at 8:42 this morning. Clearly, I had a bad plan here. On the money line, we have the Kyle Hendricks and the Cubs opening up at +110, now at +109. So 1 cent move to the Cubs. Let's take a look at what the cash is saying here for this one. Cubbies Brew Crew on the total, it's gone up to 9.5, and only 15% of tickets are on the over. I'd be very concerned if I was on the under, even though that's what I kind of liked initially. 15% of tickets, 24% of cash on the over. And on the money line, Pete, 61% of tickets, 67% cash on the Cubs. You are also on the Cubs -1 line for a big score. Deacon Mike, who knows these Cubs very, very well, says Cubs 1-8 in the last 9 games. Deacon also says fire Ross. Says the guy fucking sucks. Doesn't have a clue how to create a consistent lineup or manage the bullpen. Arthur Meade Jr. is on the under 9.5 in Brewers Cubs. Rocco just moved on Texas first 3 at -115, by the way. Deacon saying Cubs 1-8 last 9 games, and Deacon watches his team closely. He's got a big bet on their season win total over. Hendricks' last start was good, 3-1 loss at home versus Phillies, 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks, no walks. He's been good since getting off the IL, 2.81 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, just 22 strikeouts, but that's never been his game. He's only allowed 2 jacks over 41 2/3. On the road, he's been even better than at Wrigley, 1.77 ERA, 114 opponent's batting average. He's been very good. I like Wade Miley. That last start at the Mets, a 5-2 win, he didn't look very good. Only made it through 4 innings, but 3.02 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. At home, he's got a 3.33 ERA, 238 opponent's batting average, allowed 4 jacks over 27 innings. The Cubs aren't hitting lefties, 219, 665 OPS since June 1st, and the Brewers aren't hitting righties, 222, 660. Cubs bullpen has been much better than the Brewers bullpen of late, though. Pete, the birthday pick is the Cubbies -1 at a big line. Why are you so high on them?
I mean, my real birthday pick was the Joey Chestnut under. That was kind of a joke, like giving Ron Crawford his own pick, a little bit tweaked back for his birthday pick. I don't know. I was like everyone else. I was high on the under, but then thinking like, well, wait, why is this line so high where it is? And it hasn't moved. And you talked about it, Jim. I don't quite understand the total. Don't quite understand the movement or the lack thereof. If Ron Crawford loves the Cubs as a dog, then I love him too. Although, my initial lead was to Milwaukee. This one baffles me a little bit. I'm going to hold off unless you guys put me on something.
3-run
What's
bomb.
Up with this total?
3-1 bomb for the Reds. Let's get back to that live. That total back at 12.5 for our guy Mally Mal, and the Reds up 5-0. Wow. Yeah. Wild. I cannot believe I thought that I was buying the Reds too high at +450 to win the division. I've not moved on it now. I mean, are the Brewers really going to get in the way of this? Troy Torrance says the Bruins bullpen looks depleted. Look, I just had this all wrong. I did not expect to see a 9 on the board, Pete, and not only that, it moved to 9.5. So I got to stay off of a spot where I'm just on the wrong side, which is what I'm going to do here. I am off. Pete, are you making anything official here?
I guess I will hold off.
All right, let's move on. 4:10 p.m. Eastern. The Colorado Rockies 33-53, 13-29 on the road. The Houston Astros 47-38, 22-19 at home. Mike M says Jesse Winker RBIs +205. Says keep your eyes on that one. There's our guy Browns Hughes, G Martinez in the house. Tom Miggins cashing with this Reds action to start this day. Here we have Freeland versus Brandon Bielak. And look, I don't love what Bielak has done this year. Or actually, I liked him quite a bit more earlier in the year than maybe he's dealing with some arm fatigue. I don't know. But and maybe this is a letdown spot for Astros, after taking it to the Rangers. But I just see a team that's hitting. And they're hitting lefties hard again. 281, 792 OPS since June 1st. And I think Freeland gets touched here. And if he doesn't get touched, Freeland's been very bad on the road. 38 innings, 5.92 ERA, just 14 strikeouts in 38 innings, 14 strikeouts, 11 walks, 8 homers, 295 opponent's batting average. Look, I moved on the Astros on the -1.5 on the run line, +100. I almost took them first 5 minus a half at -140, but I was like, do I really want to pay that kind of vig here if Bielak is vulnerable? I mean, part of this move is to attack the Rockies bullpen, 6.20 ERA, 1.68 WHIP. But Freeland has not looked good of late. 6 earned runs in his last start, only 5 innings and 9-8 win at home over the Dodgers. I don't trust him. I don't necessarily love Bielak, who has been better at home than he's been on the road. Rockies are hitting 257, 706 versus righty since June 1st. But I moved on the Astros -1.5 at +100. I'd like to see what it is right now, if it's changed at all. I mean, I wasn't that early to it, but let's just check this out quickly. It was now it's still there, +100, sitting there. The money line at -200. It's just too expensive for a -1 in my estimation. So, Roof is going to be closed. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have the Astros are sitting at -189 right now at Pinnacle. They opened up at -185. Now, this just opened at 8:15 this morning, so it hasn't been out for very long. From a total standpoint, here in this one, we have the total opening up at 9.5 at most books. It dropped to 9 at 9:22 this morning. Went back to 9.5. Now it's back at 9. So a slight move. Actually, a move to the under. I should say a move to the under, and a very, very slight move to the Houston Astros. The Astros are now the most public spot on the board. Let's see if that's still the same. 95% of the tickets, 89% of the cash. That makes me uncomfortable. I thought I was staying away from the most public spot, and that being the Miami Marlins. Makes me a little uncomfortable. Take it away for us here, Pete. Rockies, Astros.
Well, my numbers like the under a little bit at 9.5 when it was at minus 110, and also slight lean to Colorado, which I disagree with strongly. I do kind of like the under, Jim. I kind of want to pull the trigger on it. Don't know if I can, but that would be my lean. I definitely haven't bet it yet.
LJ from H-Town, he's also on the Astros run line, and he's on Bregman over 1.5 bases at plus 117. Tone has a big 9-legger with Houston money line, Dodgers money line to close the night. The ribeye play of the day is in. So we have LJ on Bregman over 1.5 bases, and we have the ribeye play of the day in Bregman RBI plus 185. That's 11-8 plus 10.7 units. Average line plus 173. What a capper Mike is. All right, Pete, are you staying off of this spot?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right, and Browns Hughes, by the way, giving us an idea of his thoughts on Bieber. We're going to be talking about Bieber here shortly, but he thinks Bieber gets touched. I find that one very fascinating. Joe Yurkovich just moved on the Royals team, total over 3.5. Pete, let's move on. Next up for us, New York Mets, 38-46, 18-27 on the road at the Arizona Diamondbacks, 50-35, 24-20 at home. We're at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. We know the roof will be closed. Kodai Senga going up against Zach Davies. Zach Davies coming off a very impressive start. His first good start of the season. 7 innings, 2 hits, 3 Ks, 2 walks, no earned runs, and a 3-2 loss at home versus the Rays. He's been terrible at home. 7.33 ERA even after that start. 306 opponent's batting average even after that start. I wonder if he is locked in now. I wonder if he is. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Davies and Senga. This total opened up at 9 at 7:21 p.m. It lasted there for 14 hours before it went to 9.5, which is where it is now. So we have a move to the over, and let's get up this money line up right now and see what we're dealing with from a money line perspective. We have a move to Senga in the Mets. That surprises me. It's a very slight move, 4 cents, minus 110 to minus 114. So a slight move to the Mets and a move to the over. And cash-wise on this one, we have 43% of the tickets and 87% of the cash on the Mets. I don't know how people can trust Senga here. 82% tickets, 91% cash on the over. Senga on the road, 4.58 ERA, 247 opponent's batting average, 44 Ks, 24 walks. I just don't know what Davies is going to do here. Ramon Granillo says Davies had a great outing last time at home. JW says New York money line fading Davies. DC Capper moving on the Yankees and the over. Londo says, wow, the market loves the Mets today. I wouldn't say that. There's only been 4 cents of movement to the Mets. I would say that the gambling public loves the Mets, but not the market. Take it away for us here, Pete. The big advantage is Diamondbacks versus righties. 269, 797 OPS compared to the Mets, 233, 710. That's from June 1st. Diamondbacks also have a bullpen advantage. What are your thoughts here? Take it away, Mets, Diamondbacks.
I like the over when it was at 9. That 9.5, still like it, but like it a little bit less. But we can chuck up 2 official plays here. More don't overthink it plays. Mets, Arizona, run in the first, yes. Minus 115 current line at Will Hill. Again, Pinnacle has 123. Will Hill a little bit slow on the uptake here. Minus 115. We'll take that. And we'll take Mets, Arizona, first 5 over 5. Minus 127 current line at Pinnacle. First 5 over 5 minus 127. 2 lines there. I did, full disclosure, get burned on Davies' last start. Took a big loss on that one. I think it was against Tampa Bay. I think I had Tampa Bay like first 3 and first 5 big or something like that. Either starter here could get hit. I'll take run in the first, yes, at minus 115 and first 5 over 5 minus 127 current line Pinnacle.
What are your expectations on Davies after his first good start of the year?
I expect him to not repeat it, not necessarily get crushed, but we already saw what happened to Corbin after he chucks 7 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts. He could do it again. Davies has always been a guy who has been predictably unpredictable, Jimmy the Bag, which means that I've had a pretty good read on betting value with him. Not that I could, he would baffle me at times as well. His last start, perfect example. Big bet against him, and I got burned by it. And this is, again, only a half bet against him. Senga should be vulnerable as well here again. And I think that Corbin Carroll will be back for Arizona. But, yeah, taking both of those plays. First, run into first, yes, and first 5 over 5.
You got it. I would like to move on the Diamondbacks. I don't know if 43% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on the Mets.
And definitely lean to Arizona as a dog as well. Not going to pull the trigger on it, but for sure. Yeah.
And your concern is Davies, just his unpredictability.
Yes.
All right. Mike M says Mets are 1-10 last 11 on the road after a win. All right.
And you know what? Let's do one more, Jimmy the Bag. You ready?
Yeah, very much.
Both teams score 3 or more runs, minus 160, current line at Will Hill. Let's just chuck it on there.
3+ was at minus what?
Minus 160. Both teams to score 3, minus 160.
All right. Well, that was tricky. Too bad that I can't get involved in it. But I understand being on the over. Did that first 5 open up lower than that, or is it just juiced more?
I think juiced more. I don't know, but current line at Pinnacle is 127.
Oh, wow! You got because I get it because you took it down to 5. This first 5 opened at 5 at 7:21 p.m. You could even have got it at 5, a little bit cheaper at 8:06, but it's not that much cheaper, minus 120. Okay, let's move on. So Loshak tripling up on that spot. I like your action there. Your action.
Ramon Granijo says, is Corbin Carroll back today? I believe he is, which doesn't mean he's going to be necessarily 100%, but I believe he is. I'm assuming he is.
All right. So first off, Tone Miggins will get us started here in Phillies Tampa Bay Rays. He's on the Phillies team total over 3.5, expecting Zach Eflin to get touched up or struggle against his old baseball team.
Wait, who likes that? Tone Miggins?
Tone Miggins. Fast cash play today. Phillies team total over 3.5.
Wow.
He's also on Castellanos home run here. So I find that very, very interesting. Castellanos home run at plus 440. Phillies, Rays, Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Troy Torrance says Diamondbacks 55% spot, under 60% spot.
I was just about to interrupt you, Jim, and quote that. That's not good. But
Ramon also liking Diamondbacks with the value. Look, I don't know what to do with the big bets on Senga, and you're right with the unpredictability of Zach Davies. So as much as I want to trust what we saw from Zach Davies, you making the comparison to the Corbin is a perfect comparison, and it'll be enough for me to stay off. So let's talk about this Rays spot, though. I find this one interesting. Aaron Nola versus Zach Eflin. Aaron Nola has just not been good on the road. Coming off 8-5 win at the Cubs, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. I mean, when was that? His numbers on the road: 5.34 ERA, 245 opponents batting average. He's allowed 11 jacks. He just has not been trustworthy there. Let's take a look at the line history for this one. I got the first 5 up right now. I apologize for that. We'll go to the full game total here. I already looked at this one. This has been sitting at 8. There was actually a quick jaunt to 7.5 at 4:30 this morning. It only lasted for 5 minutes. So it's sitting at 8. There's been a 4-cent move to the over. Let's go over to the money line here in this spot. So we have a 4-cent move to the over. And from a money line perspective, Zach Eflin and the Rays opened up at minus 135. They're now minus 141. So we have 6 cents of movement towards the Tampa Bay Rays. Mike M says Eflin ain't no at home this season. Don't think he really cares about his former team. Likes his new team, a new home. Also, Phillies have lost 7 in a row to Tampa Bay. And Ken Mizrahi says fresh CFL lines are out. Let's attack. I need to bounce back from a bad week in CFL. Coming off the 5-0 week in week 3. Very, 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 very frustrating. Browns Hughes looking at the Rays, minus 1 at plus 103. And look at that. Tone Miggins, first 3 Phillies, first 5 Phillies, full game Phillies. Wow. Both bullpens have been good. But the Zach Eflin numbers at home are real. 8-0, 2.17 ERA, 50 strikeouts, just 6 walks, 5 home runs allowed, 209 opponents batting average. Both teams are hitting almost exactly the same versus righties since June 1st. And both bullpens have been quite good. They've been quite good. Lucas Ryan says BC money line killed him. Yeah, we got in on the Argos at plus 8.5. Right after that first touchdown, 7-0 BC. It was beautiful. Brown Crawford says BC minus 7. Now I'm in. I will hammer that all day today. But here, we'll take a look at the cash flow and then hand it over to Pistol Pete here. The money line, 56% of the tickets, 44% of the cash on the Rays. So bigger bets have come in on the Phillies. 77% of tickets, just 64% cash on the over. Take it away, Pete. A big, nice pitching matchup here for Independence Day. Nola Eflin.
Yeah, my number's kind of like Tampa Bay and the over. Tone Miggins, that's no accident, giving such a strong opinion on Eflin to get hit. I do kind of like the over. I do kind of like the first 5 over as well at 4, just like minus 130 or minus 125. And the Tampa Bay team total over as well. That's what my number's like. I kind of agreed with them when I saw them. I mean, Eflin is excellent and solid. What's the reason for Eflin to get hit again?
What's the reason why? Well, I mean, the reason he's going to get hit is because Tone Miggins said so.
Yeah.
I mean, Tone Miggins is a spectacular capper. And I mean, I'm surprised. I guess I'm a little surprised. That he is. But it looks like there's other sharp action on the Phillies here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous about fading Eflin at home. This is a pretty comfortable staying off of this spot.
I'll tell you what I will do though, Jim. You can give me the first 5 over 4 at minus 125. First 5 over 4 minus 125. I kind of like the full game as well, but that's what first 5 over 4 minus 125 current line at Heritage. Pinnacle has 130. Other places have 130. Heritage 125. We'll take that.
First 5 over 4 minus 125.
Yeah.
You are locked in. All right. I have not moved on much here. Joe Yurkovich, by the way, on the Rockies, first 5 plus a half at plus 110. Okay, so we move on. Seattle Mariners at San Francisco Giants. Mariners 41-42, 17-22 on the road at the Giants, 46-39, 23-20 at home. We're at Oracle Park, San Francisco, California. We'll go over to the weather there at Oracle. And we have, here we go, 60 Fahrenheit, 9.7 miles per hour to center. Left center gets up to 10.7 miles per hour. So we have minus 31% home runs, according to Ballpark Pal, minus 11% runs. That's interesting. Take a look at the line history here. We'll start with the money line with this bullpen day for the Giants. Giants opened up minus 102. They're now minus 104. 2 cents of movement to the San Francisco Giants. Let's take a look at the total in this one. So the total opened up at 8. It is now at 8 and minus 115. So no movement at all. No movement at all on the total, and a very slight move to the San Francisco Giants. Let's see what the cash flow states for this one. 60% of the tickets, 78% of cash on the Mariners. Very slight move to the Giants. 36% of the tickets, 48% of cash on the over. G. Martinez says Giants like 8-3 on bullpen days. And Tone Miggins says that team total over in that Phillies game is his best bet. Logan Gilbert, 5-5, 4.19 ERA, 1.06 whip. Coming off 4-1 loss at home versus the Nationals, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. I don't know when Gilbert's going to heave. I don't know when he's going to look bad. Same with George Kirby. I've had a difficult time figuring out when they're going to be lights out and when they're going to struggle, those two kids. on the road and home. Logan Gilbert's always had fine splits. I mean, no big difference there. On the road, 228 opponents batting average, 4.11 ERA. And then there's Keaton Wynn here on a bullpen day for the Giants, and this Giants bullpen's been very good, 3.16 ERA. Now, they weren't great last night, but, they did enough. The Mariners are hitting 226.96 versus righties since June 1st. The Giants are hitting 243.726 since June 1st. Take it away for us, Pistol Pete Loshak, Mariners, Giants.
Well, first of all, why do you think it's a bullpen day? I mean, I think that Wynn is, not going to go 8, but he usually goes, 5.
I did not think that Wynn was stretched out.
Was it reported that he's only going to be on a pitch count?
No, it was not reported that he was on a pitch count. Let me just pull up.
I was expecting him to go, 5 if he's pitching well, 6. I don't know. If he sucks, 3. That counts as a half bullpen day, I guess. But yeah, I was thinking San Francisco here, but wanted to see the market mature and to hear more opinions about it. I was definitely thinking San Francisco though.
You're right. He did have 9 starts down in Sacramento. Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me just pull up his game log because I did not think that he was capable of really going that deep, but let's check it out.
He's not listed as there's no primary listed.
You're right, and he threw 6 against the Jays. I don't know why I was so thinking a bullpen day. That was my bad. Yeah, I mean, if he's throwing well, why wouldn't he go 5 or 6? Yeah, that was not right. And he looked good against the Jays. I don't know why I was in that.
He was all right. Yeah. No, I mean, he's not going to go. He certainly won't go 7. Might go 4 or 5.
So, do you have action here in this one?
Nah, not yet. I was definitely leaning San Francisco though.
All right.
But I think it's going to have to be a pass for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind just very quickly looking at Logan Gilbert's numbers against the Giants. I'm sure they've yet to see him, really. Let me just pull this up because, interleague baseball. If they haven't seen him, that might make the under somewhat interesting. We've had no movement at all on this total. Did you have a lean on the total?
The total lean, what? No.
Sharpie says, I think Gilbert has a good day as he does punch out lefties better and should be able to get out of the jams when needed as they load up on lefties. So, yeah, neither batter has seen the opposition. Robert Freeney talking about the injuries for San Francisco. I just want to go back to this under here. 60. The bigger bets are on the over and line's not moving. All right, and then we saw what happened with the Mariners bullpen again blowing up yesterday. Munoz is the only guy you can trust in that bullpen. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to 6:40 p.m. here. Oakland Athletics 23-63, 11-31 on the road at the Detroit Tigers 37-46, 18-21 at home at Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. We'll start out with the weather here in this one. 86 Fahrenheit, 7.2 miles per hour in. It's hot. The wind goes up to 9.1 in. See what Ballpark Pal thinks of Comerica today. Today, Comerica is minus 9% home runs, plus 3% runs overall. Move over to the line history here. We're all excited to see what Tariq Skubal will do here for these Tigers. We'll talk about him in a second here. This total is not moved. Oh, that's wrong. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong book. That's why. My bad. Let me move back over to Pinnacle. Of course, Pinnacle will have done something with this total. And they have not moved it. This opened up at 7:27 p.m., minus 111 to the under. That's where it is right now. So no movement on the total. And we'll see what the money line is here for this one. Skubal versus JP Sears. Sears coming off a tough start for him. There's been a 5-cent move towards the Oakland A's and no movement on the totals. North Ender says minus 175 for the Tigers is crazy. Don't care who's pitching. JW says, I kind of like Scooball. K's over 5.5, but not sure I can pull the trigger on his first start. Arthur Meade Jr. looking at the A's, Tigers under 8.5. And Mike M says, home favorites on Tuesday are 19-1 straight up and 17-3 on the run line, with a starter coming off an over as a favorite in his last head-to-head matchup. BJ says the Tigers have been hitting lefties lately. They sure have. 232 average, but 745 OPS since June 1st. Compare that to the A's, who are the worst in the league since June 1st, 169 with a 538 OPS. The big question here is Scooball. So this is his first start since August 1st, 2022. He missed the last 2 months of 2022, first 3 months of 2023, flexor tendon surgery. And in rehab, he's been lights out. His final start at AAA Toledo was on Wednesday, 4 innings, 68 pitches. He has a 1.23 ERA, 20 strikeouts and 3 walks over the 14 2/3. That's covering 5 starts between High A, West Michigan, up to AAA Toledo. And this is another AAA lineup, basically, that he's facing. I don't see why Scooball wouldn't heave here. And JP Sears capable of a bounce-back start here. He's not been great on the road, 4.84 ERA, 226 opponents batting average, but I believe in him. What do you think here, Pistol Pete? Sears, Scooball, 2 lefties on the hill, one team in the A's that can't hit lefties. Some question marks about what Scooball will be able to do here.
Yeah,
after being gone for so long. What are your thoughts?
It's iffy. I would love to take a shot with Detroit first 3. As whoever was said it. Yeah, the Tigers at that line. I don't care who's pitching, but is Scooball's velocity was great, location was great, everything was looking great. I don't know if I can do it at -170 to Detroit first 3, but I would love to, Jim.
So you think Sears is somewhat vulnerable here?
Yeah, of course.
North Ender says this should be -140 max. Robert Freeman says, I can see the A's winning today, staying far away from this trap game. BJ says he believes Scooball will go 5 or 6 or no problem. Sharpie says, my mother trucker boy Scooby Stacks will be on a pitch count no more than 80 pitches today.
Right.
Huh. I did have some interest in that first 5 under. BJ says Sears will get hit. So no interest in taking the Tigers -0.5 in the first 5.
Nah. I would love to take them first 3 at -170, but I think I'll hold off.
Yeah, I was hoping that this would illuminate for me and I'd be able to move on it, but that's fine. Let's move on to the next game on the board. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Angels 45-42, 22-22 on the road at San Diego Padres 39-46, 20-22 at home, and we have a special guest joining us for this breakdown. Pistol Pete Loshak, star of the Balking Dead. Please welcome Sharpie to the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got to show a little bit, Yo,
Sharpie, I didn't even know if you were watching in the beginning of the show, but I gave you a huge shout out. That Keller's Strikeout prop, which I did tail. What a call. What a call. Pittsburgh, terrible bet on the money line, terrible bet on the first 5 money line, but the strikeout prop was gold. Sharpie, here's to you, pal.
Thank you.
It was impressive. Sharpie board sweepage yesterday. Here we have an incredible pitching matchup, and we have just the man to break it down for us. Sharpie's bets joining us. Shohei Ohtani going up against Joe Musgrove. There's Eric Jones in the house. Shohei Ohtani, 3.02 ERA, 1.04 whip, 127 Ks over 95 in the third. Coming off a great start at home over the White Sox, 6 in the third, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, 2 walks. But he hasn't been quite as strong on the road. 4.03 ERA, 48 Ks and 38 with a 200 opponents batting average. He's allowed 7 jacks on the road. Going up against Joe Musgrove, a 3.80 ERA. His last start was a little wasn't as strong. Still he had a quality start, but did look like he was laboring a couple times. But I really trust him. And his numbers at home are inflated because of the Mexico City start. Angels versus righties, 265, 841 OPS since June 1st. Padres, 267, 59. They're both hitting. Both bullpens have been underwhelming since June 1st. So here we are in San Diego. Let's set up the weather before we hear Sharpie's breakdown. 71 Fahrenheit, hot in San Diego. 9.6 miles per hour left to right. Stays between 9.6 and 9.9. Let's see what Ballpark Pal thinks about Petco. Plus 2% home runs, minus 6% runs. And let's take a look at the line history here for this Padres spot. We have and I'm close. Can you pay Vig to fade Ohtani? That's what I couldn't answer here. But there's been a move towards the Padres, 12 cents from minus 115 to minus 127. This line came out at 7:30 p.m. last night. There wasn't a move to the Padres till 8:34 this morning. So there is now a move to the Padres. And then from the money line here, we have this opening up. Sorry, here we go. We have this opening up at 7.5. It was heavily juiced at some books to the under. It was minus 120 at Pinnacle. It's now minus 111. So we've had a move to the over and a move to the Padres. Let's see if the cash flow correlates with all of that. We have 45% of the tickets, 70% of the cash on the Padres, 58% of the tickets, 67% of the cash on the over. And we've seen the market move towards the over. Jake Burns says Sharpie is the best breakdowns. Guy knows his shit. Yes, Coin Trout did get hurt yesterday. We don't expect them in the lineup. Abel A leaning towards the over. North Ender says, love me some Musgrove. Let's hear what Sharpie has to say about this one. Petco Park, Angels, Padres.
Yeah, this one I actually hit up Mike Emma, and I don't know if he's seen it in the chat, but like you said, I would like to know what the numbers.
He did reply to you.
Did he? Okay, I'll go back and look. What is Ohtani as a dog? Because we know everybody and their fucking mom bets Ohtani, so I'm gonna say it's not a winning bet at the end of the day. That's just a guess, but I'm gonna go back and look through that. But I'm not looking at Ohtani here, guys. I'm looking to back me some Joe Muskrat or Musgrove. Call him what you want. But he gets the Angels, guys. And when I look at their numbers, the way I look at it, over the last 15 days, their strikeout percentage says fire a fucking way, as they are striking out at a 25.5% clip. But they are also crushing the dog piss out of the ball, not in batting average, but in OPS and isolated power. So I'm going to tell you guys, like the Dodgers last night, I don't give a rat's ass when I look at these Angels numbers. I never have once this year. And I found the key, guys, to bet K-props versus this Angels teams, as it is a pitcher with elite strikeout and walk percentages next to their name. Now, Musgrove only has a mediocre 21.7 strikeout percentage with an elite 5.7 walk percentage. And I'm going to tell you, Musgrove meets both my qualifications. Yeah, I know, guys. I just said he had a mediocre 21.7 strikeout percentage. But I'm going to tell you that number is fraudulent, as Musgrove, guys, missed the beginning of the year due to injury. And the way I cap is to throw out the first 4 games, as that was supposed to be a spring training. So he took a live spring training, in my opinion. But even if we don't do that, I'm going to say level of competition has had a major role in this man's numbers this year, as he's played 4 games versus what I call a no-fly zone. And that means 70% of overs are just not cashing on these teams if you're playing them blindly. And I'm speaking the Dodgers, who we've seen 2 times, and he didn't have more than 5 strikeouts in those games. The Cleveland Guardians, where he went 7 solid innings, once again, only had 5 strikeouts. And the Tampa Bay Rays, where he went 6 with only 1. But guess what? I didn't fucking bet him in those spots. And this is where I get to back a guy where I play my situation, an elite strikeout and walk percentage, guys, versus this Angels team. We go back over the last 2 seasons combined. Musgrove has an elite 26% strikeout percentage with an elite 6.5 walk percentage to boot. We go look at his fucking spin percentages, his velo, everything matches up from where it was last year to the year before, guys. So like I said, those numbers are fraudulent. Level of competition matters. We're going to go looking just in the last 15 days. My guys with elite numbers next to their names: Zach Gallen, 7 innings, 12 strikeouts. Lucas Giolito, 7 with 9. And Dylan Cease has got his walks in check the second half of the season, and he went and got a 10-pack as well versus this team. So Trout, no Trout. I didn't give a fuck if he was in the lineup, because that dude is a strikeout or 2 a game right now. So sign me up for Musgrove, as I did bet him last night, and I did bet him once again this morning. So I've got a combined minus 135 on the over 5.5, where the best line available is on Bet Rivers at minus 139 right now. Bam.
Great breakdown, Sharpie. Excellent work. What do you think, Pete?
I think if me and Sharpie did a baseball capping show together, at first people would think I'm Chuck D and he's Flavor Flav. No, fucking he's Chuck D and I'm fucking Flavor Flav. Unfucking believable, Sharpie. I'm tailing it. I just did. I just tailed it. Over 5.5 strikeouts. Unfucking believable. I with a hell of a breakdown. I agree with every word he said, and I tailed it.
I put in a half unit last night, just strictly off of knowing what I run off the walk in the strikeout percentages versus this team. Then I looked at their fucking numbers and was like, oh my God, why didn't I fucking go ham last night? Because I lost another 20 cents in juice. But life's a bitch and you marry one. But I really think Musgrove does pitch well. I'm leaning heavy on the under here. I think Ohtani's going to pitch well. I think his strikeouts is lined perfectly well. He can get 8, but I don't bet cans. I don't bet ifs. I just think this is a dead under type game.
Yeah,
Ohtani,
that's the other thing. I know your fucking gold is the strikeout props, but the total seemed a little high to me, even at 7.5. And I thought that the first 5 under would be like kind of maybe a trap. Like, why would that not be a great bet? First 5 under 4 at like 125 or whatever.
That seems like love. Because what? Ohtani needs to get out the first inning. His bugaboo has been the first inning. If he gets out in the first, now there is a little issue right here. They put his outs at 17.5 at minus 150. This guy goes 6 innings in his sleep. They shouldn't be offering you a minus 150 prop right here on Ohtani to go 6 innings. That is a little iffy. But I also said that about Snell last night on a minus 140 prop, and the fucker didn't go 6. I do pay attention to the lines probably a little more than the next person, but it saves me.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 5 under 4 is minus 122 at Pinnacle. That seems a little bit odd.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that does seem too. That seems like they're giving you love. Like they're giving you love. Ugh.
So then, at this point, then it's Ohtani that's vulnerable.
Yes, they're telling me Ohtani's vulnerable. They have his earned runs over 1.5 at a minus 180. They're saying he's giving up 2 runs. That's usually a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So my concern here for backing in the Padres first 5 is just the VIG. Do I really want to pay VIG to fade Ohtani?
I think you're getting a little extra added in without. They knew Trout wasn't going to play last night. The books aren't done, bro. Come on. They're going to put that into the line. So I mean that he's good 10, 15 cents. So it was a pick 'em with Trout in, roughly.
Yeah, I would say, like a minus 115, minus 105 type of situation.
I don't think there's lineup is deep enough to miss a Trout. We saw what happened when Rendon was out. Like this team needs all their bats. I think they do. And days where Ohtani pitches, he's hit a couple home runs this year, but career-wise, his power numbers do go down on the days he pitches.
Yeah, I'm certainly interested in that Padres first 5. What about you, Pete? Are you making anything official here?
I'm not going to just copy his fucking analysis and then add a cheap unit to my record, but I definitely tailed that strikeout prop. Thank you, Sharpie.
No, thank you for trusting me to put your money on my picks.
No. Thank you for giving me the pick.
Angels, Padres, Sharpies on Musgrove over 5.5 Ks. Joe Yerger said Musgrove just jumped to minus 152 at Bet Rivers for the over 5.5. He got in at minus.
He was minus 125 this last night when he opened to a minus 130, depending on what book. Like I said, I threw in a half unit, and when I went and looked at the numbers and shit this morning, I fucking kicked myself in the nuts and had to bet a minus 145. So that equals to a minus 135 at the end of the fucking day.
Robert Freeney says, trust the Padres and lose money this year. Give me the Angels full game money line.
I don't hate the full game look, bro. Usually I hate backing Ohtani full game, but goddamn, like I said, the Padres have been bad. What are they, 5-24 in 1 to 2 run games? And they're 3-30 when losing after 6.
Yeah, it would only be first 5 for me if I moved on the Padres. Do you think the offense has awoken for the Padres after the Bogarts 3-run jack and some of what we saw last night?
I think like how I said, their clubhouse is going to go as they go. So can they get hot? Fuck yeah. They have the talent in there, man. Was that the spark they needed? I don't know. I don't like to bet ifs, but we could start seeing the Padre team we all thought they were going to be. So that's the question here. I like when they lead Tatis off. I hate when they lead Kim off personally, but it worked out for them last night. Just something about the little engine that could starting the game. If he gets on base, he's stealing a bag. They're just not stealing no more. They're not the fucking Padres of last year, bro. Like every time they got on base, they pushed it. They made pitchers sweat. They led the league in stolen bases. This year they get on and they sit and they wait for somebody to bring them in, and they're not. Like that's not what they did. It's frustrating watching them. I mean, I'm glad I'm not a Padres fan. Fuck.
I think I'm going to move on the Padres first 5 here. I love the breakdown. Anything you're going to add, Pistol, to this spot, or we move on?
No, but I got a little free play here that I can use as a parlay. So I'm just using a bunch of these games right now, and I'm going to add on that Musgrove strikeout prop to my free play parlay here.
Reclaim
James. I hit that free play parlay type shit last night. 5 paid 117.
Oh, God, man.
Dude. I'll take it. I got lucky, bro. Hitting 10 different shit, bro. You know, fuck. Got lucky.
Lamont Williams is on Pittsburgh money line for his max bet on Luis Ortiz. That's wild, Lamont. Thank you for sharing that with us. All right, let's move on. Sharpie, thank you so much for making time for us. If there's any other games that you have interest in, please jump on. But
appreciate you for letting me come on. That's the only bet I got in so far. I wanted to back Scooble, but I got rules. I don't bet guys on pitch counts, period. I just don't do that. That's not for me. So
what about a first 3 at like minus 170?
That's differently. That's different. But I mean, when I'm back in a K prop, that's rule number 1. Right. You're on a pitch count. Right. Fuck off. Right. Like, no, right. You're already, when you're betting an over on a K prop, you're already against it. You can get hurt. Right. You can get a coach pulling you. There's more ways to hit an under. And you want to throw in a pitch count? Oh, God, man. That's just ain't right. So the books to even offer his K prop, they're wanting over money. They know it's Tyreek Skubal versus the Oakland A's, but they know he's on a pitch count too. So nothing in life is free. Yeah, that's the only game I got. Appreciate you for coming on. The Walking Dead guys, Monday through Friday. Not today, but 3:10 Eastern. Not a losing week in like 8 fucking weeks. We just keep winning, and that's what I do. Because the day I don't, I'll be hanging from a fucking tree because my bookie's going to want all my money. So appreciate you guys. Stay solid.
We love you, Sharpie. Great stuff from our guy Sharpie's Bets. Let's roll on. Next up for us, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Atlanta Braves 57-27, 27-12 on the road. The Cleveland Guardians 41-43, 20-20 at home. We're Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. What up, Coy Moore in the house? Leroy Flood. Mark Schillingberg. Great to see all you guys. By the way, Reclaim James says my local is Musgrove 5.5 Ks over at minus 165. That is very, very high. BJ says Braves. I get it. Look, I have always liked and expected more from Colby Allard, and I made money off him in his first start. That was a pretty fantastic start. 8 strikeouts and no walks against a team that can't hit lefties in the Twins. Now he faces another team that can't hit lefties. In the Cleveland Guardians, 234, 675 OPS since June 1st. Let's break this down. First, let's look at the weather in the land. We have 83 Fahrenheit, 5.9 miles per hour right to left, and then it's in. Ballpark Pal, let's see what they have here for Progressive. It is the most offensive spot on the board tied with Yankee Stadium, plus 15% homers, plus 20% doubles and triples, plus 12% runs. Extremely offensive weather. Let's take a look at the line history and see if this will help in any spot. First off, there's been a big move to the Atlanta Braves. No surprise there. Braves opened up minus 110. They're now minus 136, 26 cents. A huge move to the Braves. This total, I've got the first 5 up, opened up at 5. Haven't seen a lot of movement there, but let's see what the full game has here. This opened up at 8.5, heavily juiced to the over. Not that heavy at Pinnacle last night, at minus 114. Moved to 9 at 10:08 this morning. So we have a move to the over and a big move to the Braves. Big move to the Braves. Mickey Cohen says, this is my strongest wager, Cleveland plus 112. Reclaim James says, betting against the Braves is a business that he's not into. BJ says, you're going to give me minus 130 on the Braves. I'm going to take that shit every time. Browns Hughes says, this is an over 8.5 spot for him. Sharpie answering says, Reclaim James, I myself would never bet a K-prop over minus 150. Is winning at a 66% clip at that number is only a 6% return. And DC Capper looking at Atlanta minus 130. So let's take a look at the cash flow. See if this all correlates to give you guys confidence or more confidence on the Braves. 84% of the tickets, 80% of the cash on the Braves. Market moving quickly towards them. 42% of tickets and 87% of cash on the over, and market moving quickly towards the over. Allard coming off that great start. Now we're going to see his second. Remember, he was picked up for nothing. I like that Anthopoulos wanted him back, in Atlanta, but he was picked up for Odorizzi, who was just, a few spare tires. Shane Bieber, 3.48 ERA, 1.19 whip. Coming off 4-3 loss at the Royals. Wasn't on him. He didn't allow a run in 6 innings. Got 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's been better at home than he's been on the road. 2.51 ERA, 2.14 opponent's batting average. He's only allowed 2 jacks in 43 innings. Now he's going up against the Braves team that's hitting 306, 951 versus righty since June 1st. Dangerous. Braves bullpen also being spectacular since June 1st. 2.32 ERA, best in the business. Guardians bullpen at 3.29. Take it away here for us. Pistol Pete, Braves, Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Braves have been a no-brainer bet on, regardless of who's pitching. Some people are saying that Bieber is likely to get touched here. I can see that. My numbers indicate that, but that's no surprise that he will have a decent start. At the current lines, I'd be leaning Atlanta once again, although the confidence level is low, because the confidence level with Allard's likely performance here is in the shitter. So I'm going to pass. But free play would be, of course, on the Atlanta money line.
Yeah, I am off of this as well. I don't I understand the Braves are juggernauts, and Troy Torrance is on the money line and the -1, but I still fear Bieber enough at home, and I don't trust what we saw, even though I like Colby Allard and I was happy that he had that start and he made his money, but I just don't trust him to do it again, and to do it on the road. So, which I guess would lean people to an over, and maybe it's the Guardians team total over that I should be looking at. What do you think of a Guardians team total over? Yeah, they're not big enough dogs. I guess that's the problem. Let me just see what that would be here at Bet365. They would give you garbage numbers on the team totals, but the team total 3.5 -135. Browns Hughes says only concern would be Acuna sitting, but still more than enough in this lineup to get to Bieber. All right, I guess I'm off this spot, so we move on, Pete.
Yeah, let's move on.
We have 2 games left here, and Maui looking at the Braves and the under. 2 games left. We start with a game I really want to talk about, and it's also the stacks play today from our Justin McElvey. He's on White Sox first 5 plus 104. He's gone 3-0 in the stacks plays of the day since July 1st. Toronto Blue Jays at Chicago White Sox. Blue Jays 45-40, 22-22 on the road. White Sox 37-49, but 20-20 at home. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. It's offensive weather in Illinois. 85 Fahrenheit, 5.6 miles per hour in. Stays between 5.6 and 6 miles per hour. We have plus 22% home runs, plus 12% runs. So offensive weather at Guaranteed Rate Field for Bassett versus Giolito. Let's take a look at the line history here. First off, Giolito and the White Sox. They opened up at plus 110. They're now plus 105. 5 cents of movement towards the Chicago White Sox. And on the total, this opened up at 8.5. This opened up at 9 at Pinnacle. 9 juice to the under. Moved to 8.5 at 8:32 p.m. Of course, it moved from 9 to 8.5 because both the 5 to 4.5 and the 9 to 8.5 upset me because I wasn't able to move on it. Tom Miggins getting his day off to a winning start. And Pimp Slap play of the day is the Toronto Blue Jays.
Wow.
Play of the day is the Toronto Blue Jays. And I get it. Those of us who watch Chris Bassett very closely it's been a pretty fascinating season for him. He was calling his own pitches. He had his first start of the year in St. Louis. He got absolutely destroyed. Then he locked in and started being lights out. He's been unbelievable at home, but calling his own pitches was getting to him. He also had to deal with that start against Verlander. That was spectacular. Then the birth of his baby. Calling his own pitches was getting to him. And he also didn't have Alejandro Kirk, and that's his battery. So Kirk came back last start. Bassett no longer called his pitches, and Bassett was spectacular. 12 strikeouts, season high. That might even be career high. 6 innings, 12 strikeouts, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 2-1 win at home over the Giants. So I expect him to be very good, even though his road numbers are really bad. I still expect Bassett now, with Kirk in the lineup, not calling his own pitches, to shove again. Spenny penny bombs on Vladdy, home run. And BJ says, no, I don't trust Bassett. Said Market doesn't agree. Giolito's superb at home, and he doesn't trust Bassett on the road. I get it. Giolito coming off 11-5 win at the Angels. He wasn't very good. 7 innings, 4 earned runs. But at home, he's been very good. 3-2, 2.36 ERA, 53 strikeouts and 49 2/3 with 9 walks, 7 home runs, and a opponent batting average just a taint hair under 200. He's been very good. Jays are hitting 252, 738 versus righty since June 1st. White Sox are hitting 231, 722, and both bullpens are mediocre or below. Spenny penny bombs on a Vladdy homer. Mike M on Toronto, 38-20 versus the rest of the league, because Toronto 7-20 versus the AL East, but 38-20 versus the rest of the league. Christopher Comtini got the White Sox first 5. I'm extremely interested in moving on this game. I really, really am. Let's just look at the cash flow and then hear what Pete has to say. 79% of the tickets, 74% of cash on the Blue Jays, and we've had a 5-cent move to the White Sox. Tells me the White Sox are very live. 36% of the tickets, 74% cash on the under. Tells me that both pitchers are going to pitch well, even in this offensive situation. Pete, take it away for us. Blue Jays, White Sox.
Well, yeah, my numbers like the White Sox as a dog, but as you said, that's not counting all the stuff that happened with Bassett and the pitching change, the catching change, and not calling the pitchers, and not calling his own game, and all that stuff, which is a huge factor. My numbers also like the under a little bit, which I might pull the trigger on. But you said that it's a big positive. I'm seeing temperature around 80, tiny wind in, and the White Sox park is obviously favorable to hitters usually. Yeah. But you're saying it's a big hitter-friendly situation here?
I mean, according to Ballpark Pal, now that's not just weather. That's also, right, who is batting and who is pitching. So, batter projections weighted by expected plate appearances, combine the effect of park and weather, and the hitting profile. So with that, they have a plus 22% home runs, minus 5% doubles and triples, plus 6% singles, and plus 12% runs. That's tied for the most offensive spot for runs with Progressive Field and Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, the first 5 total is 4.5 juice to the over at Pinnacle, which is a little bit head scratching to me.
It's not, because it opened at 5.
Right. Oh, did it? Okay. Yeah. The total opened at 9, the full game?
9 and 5. It's gone to 8.5 and 4.5.
Okay.
So that's
right. I'd be leaning under both ways. Even at 8.5, I'd be leaning under. And the first 5 under.
So would I, but I was thinking of maybe instead going to the first 3 in the first 5. First 3 under 2.5 minus 115.
Yeah, I definitely like early unders. I'm probably going to pull the trigger on one of these. What are people in the comment section saying?
Lamont is saying why. What you see, I don't know about this one. I just, the way I broke down Bassett, pretty clear. And that's why I don't care about what his road numbers explain. I don't care. We saw what happened in his last start when he finally had no pressure. He actually looked like he was enjoying being on the mound. So, and then I see the market moving towards the under. I see big bets on the under. The only thing that's saying over in this game is the Ballpark Pal. That's it. Other than that, I don't see anything that points to an over in this one. And I don't really trust either team's bullpen. So with that being said, why not stick to the first 3 and the first 5? Mike M saying White Sox in the 0-19 spot too. I'm fine not trusting or not betting the White Sox. I'm fine just if it's a first 3 under and a first 5 under. I initially was just angry. Nice job, Lamont, catching a 5-team parlay. Nice job, my guy. Lamont Williams, OG low bagger from our days down in Costa Rica. Remember, his max bets were must-know information. A Blackdoor King looking at Nerfy spot. I was angry that I missed the 9 and the 5. I wouldn't have missed it if we weren't live doing a show. And, at least we made money on that show, but I wouldn't have missed it. And, that just made me angry, but it's okay. I think we move on the under anyways.
I will take the Nerfy on this one. Minus 102 at Pinnacle. Minus 102 at Pinnacle. So that's Toronto White Sox. No run in first. Minus 102. Current line at Pinnacle, Jim.
All right. First 3 under 2.5. And first 5 under 4.5 for me.
And you can throw on the first 3 under 2.5 as well. What are you seeing, Jim?
Well, what I'm being offered at Bet365 is minus 115.
Okay.
But you can look at other books if you'd like.
Yeah, no. I'm seeing a little bit worse in other places. I'll go on that one with you as well. Toronto White Sox, I'll double up. First 3 under 2.5 minus 115. I'll go on that one with you, Jim.
All right. I'm excited. Rolling with you. Spenny says, Jason, a few guys that see Giolito think they jump on him early. Well, let's pull that up then. Here before we go any further. Let's pull that up. Just if I'm going to double up here, let me make sure that I have all the reticent information here. So just wait. Here we go. So let's go to batter versus pitcher. This is not a Jays team that's hitting right now, so I'm not too concerned, but I would sure like this to pop up as soon as possible. Sorry, I'm just waiting for it to. Here we go. All right, so matchups against Bassett. Tim Anderson hitting 286, Andrews 077. Berger and Grandal combined 0 for 7. Robert 0 for 2. I'm very comfortable there. Against Giolito, Bichette hitting 375. Don't like that. At least Belt 0 for 3. Biggie 0 for 2. Chapman 2 for 8. Guerrero batting 231. I like that. Jansen's probably going to DH. He's 0 for 5. Maybe they don't DH him. Kirk is going to be behind the plate. He's hitting 444. And Springer hitting 333, but doesn't have a jack. Kirk's the guy you got to worry about. 444 with 3 jacks. It makes me nervous here. But again, like BJ's saying, the Jays aren't hitting. It makes me nervous, Benny. And I can understand why Mike M is on the Jays, although the market moving towards White Sox. I'm going to make this move. This is going to be a very, very, very important spot here for me. A very, very important spot tonight because I don't have a lot of action. But double up here and double up for Pistol Pete Loshak. And the Pimp Slap play of the day is in and the Sax play of the day. So we move on. Mickey Cohen asking about the 0-19 spot. Mike M can jump on that if he pleases. Let's move on to the final game on the board. Yesterday was so upsetting. I don't know why I doubled up late on Pittsburgh. I guess because I was 2-0 at the time. I was about to be 3-0, and I just and Jose Bouquet's also on that first 500. Okay, I love that. I didn't need to double up, and that gave me a 3-2 night. It really bothered me waking up this morning. So here we go. Pittsburgh Pirates 39-45, 17-24 on the road at the LA Dodgers 47-37, 25-15 at home. We're at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Let's start with the weather out there in LA, which I will be in Friday. Let's get this weather up here. Sorry, I don't know why. Here we go. The weather in LA, our final game on the board. Happy Independence Day to all of you. 69 Fahrenheit, 9.7 miles per hour to right field, 9.7 down to 8.5. They have Dodger Stadium plus 11% home runs, plus 3% runs today. There's Lamont Williams action here. Pittsburgh money line, Miami first 5 under, Miami money line, Atlanta full game under, Minnesota money line. And Spenny's saying nothing wild, but they're fairly consistent against you. I mean, Kirk is the wild part. I mean, Kirk has monster numbers, but that's about it. But here we go. Luis Ortiz against Emmett Sheehan. Look, I think Emmett Sheehan is bet on. I was extremely impressed, and I didn't bet it. I was nervous about him going into Colorado after those 2 cushy home starts, and he was awesome in Colorado. This total, though, has gone from 9 to 9.5. It moved to 9.5 at 11:37 this morning. This line didn't come out till 8:10 a.m. So we have a move to the over, and pull up the money line here for this one. We have what looks like a huge move. I'm not sure where Pinnacle opened it. Yeah, it's a huge move to the Dodgers. My goodness, 32-cent move, minus 208 to minus 240. A huge move backing Sheehan. You know, I want to guarantee that he's catching. I think it's fair enough that we guarantee that Kirk's catching. Not only does he have those numbers, but he's, Bassett's battery. And look at what Bassett looked like when Kirk wasn't catching for him. Luis Ortiz coming off an ugly start here at home versus the Padres. Now, Padres hit well, but still 4 2/3, allowed 4 runs, 2 jacks. I feel like there's a reason why Luis Ortiz is sort of being hidden here by the Pirates. They're sort of forced to have him as a starter now. On the road, he's been decent, 4.15 ERA, but 15 walks in 26 innings, 279 points batting average. And then Sheehan just looks very good. Pirates rating just 226, 645 versus righties. Dodgers 257, 31. Pirates bullpen's been very bad, 5.27. It looks like Dodgers bullpen getting a little bit better. So, Pete, our final game on the board. Let's just look at the cash and then hand it over to you. 90% of the tickets, 81% of the cash on the Dodgers. Lamont Williams on the Pirates. 70% of the tickets, 66% cash on the over. Floor is yours, Pete. Chavez Ravine, Pirates, Dodgers.
Sorry, I was just trying to tail Ron Crawford's KBO play. Thank you very much, Ron Crawford, for the Doosan Tigers a few days ago. I tailed that one. This one is. The line is it's moved like 30 cents or 40 cents in Dodgers' favor since even this morning, since even the video started, right, Jim?
Yeah, it's just moving drastically.
It's Dodgers or nothing. Can't pull the trigger on it. If I had a free play, I'd throw it on Dodgers minus 1.5, but not going to buy. My numbers also like the under. Has that dropped to 9? No, not really. It's kind of bouncing back and forth, right?
Yeah, not really. I have it moving from 9, a solid 9. No, I guess you're right. It was minus 118 to the over. So, it's
free play on the total. I'd put it on the under. Free play on the side. I'd put it on Dodgers minus 1.5. But I think the line is just about too high right now. Can't pull the trigger on either.
Minus 1.5 at minus 120.
We're talking about a free play there, Jim. Free play.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Huh. And Rocco Rogers all over it. Dodgers double result, minus 110. Sheehan to record the win, plus 150. Freddie over 1.5. Bases, a plus 100. Mookie on the same spot. Freddie home run and Mookie home run as well. Londo, I don't think he is asking if you're confident in the under, because if he was confident enough, he would bet it. So there has to be some concern. And I think that the market is the concern that it's gone from 9 to 9.5, but I don't mean to speak for you. What do you think here, Pete? Are you confident on the under in Pirates Dodgers?
Confident? It depends what you mean. That's a pretty powerful word there. Somewhat confident, sure, but I haven't bet it yet, and I'm not sure if I will.
I think I guess Lamont Williams max bet should probably keep me off of the Dodgers.
Does he like? What does Lamont Williams like?
He likes Pittsburgh money line.
At a certain point, yes.
The hip to be square play of the day is in as well. Dodgers Twins at plus 117. All right. I guess I stay off of this spot, but I expect them at Sheehan to look very, very good. Mike M says, my entire trio released here today. That's true. We have the pimp slap play today in the Blue Jays. We have the hip to be square play today in Dodgers Twins. And we have the ribeye play of the day, which is Bregman, right? It's let me just double check that it's Bregman RBI. It is at plus 185. So
and you know what, Jim? Let's throw on the Tigers' first 3, and we can try to turn this around. We'll make that the I have absolutely no clue how to please a woman in bed play of the day. Detroit Tigers first 3, minus 170. Current line at Will Hill.
All right,
Detroit first 3, minus 170. Official play.
Let me get that for you here. Scooball, here we go. Okay, so Loshak is moved now. Loshak is on the Tigers.
First 3, minus 170, and that's also the I have no idea how to please a woman in bed play of the day for July 4th, 2023.
Spenny says Ortiz is a much higher ERA versus lefties this year, 6.87 compared to 2.53 versus righties. Says Outman, homer plus 475. Freeman, RBI at plus 160. Aaron Gaza looking at Pittsburgh and the under as well. Let's just take a look at that lineup or expected lineup and see how many lefties can we count on here for the Dodgers. Freeman, Muncy, Peralta, Outman. All right. That is our MLB. I look at Mickey Cohen liking it too. Wow. Okay. Wild. All right. Let's review all action here on Ron Crawford's birthday. The birthday pick is the under in the hot dog eating contest. Has that popped off yet?
I think it's delayed because I was looking for results.
Yeah, because of the rain.
I think it was actually delayed.
Okay.
Lightning delay.
Lightning delay here. So you still have time to get in on that under. Pete gave out that birthday pick. Joey Chestnut under 72.5 hot dog.
It does make me a little bit nervous because I saw some other stats from this guy. I mean, this guy is he's a fucking beast. He ate fucking
the dogs are getting stale right now. They're getting cold. They got to recook the dogs.
I know.
That no chance. We're going.
He's like Shohei Ohtani of eating. He ate 45 pulled pork sandwiches in 10 minutes. Oh my God.
Pete, how many hot dogs did you eat in 10 minutes?
Like 2.5.
What a liar.
Before.
I'll take the over 2.5. No fucking doubt.
Yeah, I would too.
This fucking dude ate 43 pepperoni rolls in 10 minutes. Holy shit.
Let's review all action. Loshak got his card started with Reds -1 at plus 116. Got to feel good about that. I am on the Yankees first 5, and I bet it. The game starts in 10 minutes. Cardinals, Marlins, we both stayed off. Jose's on the Red Sox at plus 110. Loshak's on the...
Jimmy the Bag?
Yes, my friend.
That game ain't starting in 10 minutes, pal. Trust me.
Oh, because of the lightning and the rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loshak's on the Twins first 5, team total over 2.5, and Twins first 5 -170. Spreadsheet play of the day is the Cubs at plus 109. Ribeye play of the day is Alex Bregman, RBI at plus 185. I'm on the Astros -1.5 at plus 100. Loshak in Mets Diamondbacks is on the Yurfee, the first 5 over 5, and both teams to score 3 or more. Tone Miggins gave us Castellanos home run at plus 440 and Stevenson home run at plus 750. Loshak's on the first 5 over 4 in Philadelphia, Tampa. Tone Miggins fast cash play today is the Phillies team total over 3.5. Mariners Giants, we stayed off. Loshak's on the Tigers first 3 at -170. Sharpie is on Musgrove over 5.5 Ks at -135, and I am on the. Oh, it looks like the contest is canceled due to weather.
Oh shit!
Wow.
So does that mean that that bets are? But it'll be made up, or is it just canceled?
Well, if it's a date switch, it's automatically canceled.
Right.
I'm going to move on
contests as well, I guess.
Sorry, say what?
In eating contests as well, or do they make
all sporting events?
Yeah.
If this is considered a sporting event, I'll be on the Padres first 5 at -125, and Braves Guardians. We stayed off. I really wanted to be involved in that game.
Mickey Cohen's likes Philly Tampa Bay over 8. Yeah, I took the first 5 over. I like the full game over as well.
Oh shit! BJ says the line's moving towards the Padres as we speak. I haven't bet it yet. Fuck. I'm not going to spend too much. Don't tell me it's -130 now. It must be -130. No, it's still -125 first 5. Okay. I got to get that in soon. Loshak's on the Nerfy and the first 3 under 2.5 in Jays White Sox. I'm going to be on the first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 4.5. And the pimp slap play today is the Toronto Blue Jays. Stacks play today. White Sox first 5 at plus 104. Mickey Hohen says, I think Cleveland puts hands on Atlanta. And Aaron Gaza says Reds are in trouble. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The hip to be square play today, Dodgers Twins at plus 117 and Lamont Williams max bet Pittsburgh money line. And that is our show for July 4th. Happy 4th of July to all of you. Happy Independence Day. Pete, what does a man like you do on Independence Day?
I don't know. You know, we're going to play it by ear a little bit. Sometimes it's best to have no plans and you just go out there like fucking Marlon Brando in The Wild Ones, whatever the fuck that movie was called. Yeah, we're just gonna be a little Marlon Brando in The Wild Ones-esque and just go out there with no plan. Just see what happens, baby.
Pete, if you don't send me a message tomorrow for my holiday, we'll get into a fight next time we see you.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
That's a good call. I'd like to go down and get some Venezuelan food. That was delicious last 5th of July.
Yeah. The real celebration begins tomorrow.
Cachapas.
So there you go. There you go. One of us.
That was absolutely delicious. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. Thank you, all of you, so much for being here and supporting us at Loshak in the Bag. We're here every Tuesday, but not next Tuesday, Pete.
Oh, yeah?
Unless you want to do a show, it's up to you. But
what's going on next Tuesday?
That is the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
You guys don't fuck with the All-Star game?
No, we need a day off, man.
Well, Jimmy, let's hash out this home run derby. We can we'll do the draft if you're down to join. We'll do the draft and everything. Maybe
we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Sometimes you just play it by ear a little bit, man.
I respect that.
Peter Loshak might be invited on Monday. He can join the home run derby fanatics.
Sure.
I will only do it if you get to draft a player once you.
Fine. You know what? There you go. Done. It's locked in.
I don't play bingo. I've never.
I think on your older age, I think you'll love bingo.
Actually, I do. I've done mushrooms, played bingo, had the time of my life.
Yeah,
bananas and grapes like Pete Alonso to win the Derby.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the first pick, I'm sure. But yes, that's how we'll do it. We'll get I forget how many contestants there are. 8, hopefully 8 people in the chat, or 8 people on screen, I should say. We'll draft our player, put some money in the pot, and it'll be a nice time. We watched it live. We might even do it on playback. We'll see. Who knows? But it'll be a fun time.
I like it. I like it a lot. And whom do you have for the 4th of July? Probably not an American, because they're going to be.
I just told Bobano to take a chill day, because we've got like 4 games on the card. So I'm just going to break it down solo. I've got my bets in. I tweeted them out. It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, I'm on the over in the Angels game as well, so that'll be a fun game to watch as well, because everyone liking the under, and I'll take the over there. And we're on the same page with the Toronto White Sox there, Jimmy, as well.
I love it. Thank you all. Happy 4th of July. Benjamin Mills, Mike M, Brandon the Great, Christopher Comentini, Big O, JW, Joe Rich, Smoking Mirrors, my guy Smoke, Jarek White, Saturated Bananas and Grapes, Abel Alvarez, Jack Rosenblatt, Jarek White, Mark Schillingberg, Sean Fisher. What a great group. Mally Mal, Aaron Gaza, Lamont Williams, Mickey Cohen, Dizzy Rothstein, Coin, Browns Hughes, Good, BJ. Thank you guys so much. Robert Franklin, North Ender, Spenny Penny Bombs, Justin McElvey, Nasty Nate, Londo, Rocco Rogers. Thank you guys so much for supporting Fopatashi, Nikolai Jubinski, Lamont Williams, all you guys. Thank you so much for your support. We truly, truly have nothing without you guys. Pistol Pete, any last words here for the Cappers? About to go out and celebrate July 4th.
Yeah, my last words are everyone follow Sharpie and watch this fucking show. That dude is the real deal. No-brainer tailed his play on Musgrove. My last words are Sharpie. Very fucking impressive dude. I love you, man.